Okay, is everybody ready?
Yes.
Okay, I can't see you guys, but I need to down here.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, yes. Sorry.
You're fine. Okay,
You can't see us.
yeah. So, first thing, log into Etsy. Personally, I use Gmail because everything hooks to Gmail and it's just so much easier. And then depending on if you have digital products later or organization, um, that's the one that I use the best. It's just easier for me, but you can use whatever email you want. So when you log into Etsy, Gmail, also Canva. I know you guys know how to use Canva, but if you don't have Canva, you want to go ahead and sign up for it. We'll look at that in a second. And then the next thing that I do before doing anything else is what I've labeled as the people. So, what I find fascinating on Etsy, you can sell anything, even if you're not very interested in it. Talking to, well, I have to talk to my brother in law about selling handmade leather journals. And they said there's a whole like witchy side out there that would love it, but also I know that's not the people that you want to sell to. It doesn't matter. Um, I would say it should be something that you enjoy because you'll have more fun. But quite honestly, the audience and the people might be different of the thing that you're creating versus who it's being sold to. So I want you to keep that in mind too. Um, and then I go into incognito mode because your data is being tracked, especially if you go through Google Chrome.
Really?
Yes. And so Etsy will try to like, say for instance, you're getting into setting up your shop or making listings or whatever. It's going to try to push the sellers that also sell the same thing to you. And it looks like you're trying to buy that item rather than create that item to sell. So I use incognito mode. I use Google Chrome because I have an extension hooked to it as well.
Okay, so when you go onto Etsy,
Mhm.
do you turn your incognito mode on Google Chrome
Yes,
first?
if I'm like researching something that I want to sell and I want to see how it pops up into Etsy without Etsy thinking, hey, you want to buy this. I don't want to buy it. I just want to see how popular it is. So that's why I use incognito mode. If I'm looking for something to buy, then I turn it off. But I started using incognito mode a lot.
Huh, I
It
did
has helped
not
a
know
lot.
that.
And then Etsy check, which is this. This is the first tool that I've used. They do have like a free option, but you only have like 3 entries a day, like 3 searches a day. I think this is the one that I'm actually going to get. It's like $5 a month, but there's a few other ones. I would say first starting out, look at all of them that are free. It does help a lot rather than you trying to find your own like tags or writing a description. I've used also Chat GPT. We're going to get into that as well. And then there's another one called E-Rank, which I actually don't have pulled up. Hang on a second. I like Etsy Check the best, but I hear about E-Rank a lot. Sales Samurai, Everbee, and there's another one. But I don't use E-Rank, quite honestly. I like Etsy Check. And then another, if you have already signed up with your Etsy with Gmail, this will make the next one easier to use a Google Doc or a spreadsheet. That's why I have one here. It just makes organization easier. Chat GPT helps to write things a lot easier and make it faster. I think that's why I have a lot of listings that I have right now. I think I have like 19. If I had to do it myself, I probably would have 3. Oh, it just helps a lot. And then we're going to start on Etsy with your shop name. And again, looking at the list of people, I'll show you what I mean more about that as well. Okay. So going back to Etsy, make sure that you have your account logged in. It'll be completely blank. I have already, oops, let's move you guys down. When you click on your little account person, there'll be, I already did it, so mine's already gone. It'll say sell on Etsy. It'll be after Etsy registry. That's what you want to click on. And that's what will help you start your shop. But looking, do you guys have a shop name or?
I mean, I'm gonna use the Power Lady. That's gonna be my shop name.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because
I'm
I'm
gonna use my
connecting,
ceramic shop name.
I'm gonna connect it all to like my thepowerlady.com. Like I'm gonna connect the shop to thepowerlady.com. I don't, I want everyone to go to one site.
Okay, yeah. That's how I have mine too. Okay, okay. And Tanya, you said you're going to use your ceramic name. Okay.
Mhm.
If you didn't have a shop name, mine before the Leaky Titty was Safety and Sanity. You can change it, and then Etsy will take that old shop URL. No one else can use it. No one else can create the name on the shop, so it'll also redirect to your new shop as well. Okay. Talking about the list of people again. This is, I'm going to enlarge this all the way, my brainstorm list. So I have names of the shops. And then I have the people that I want to buy, the people that I want to sell to. Mine are preschool, homeschool parents. I was going to do business, but there's so many out there. And I was thinking about it. It's like, as we are going into homeschool, I can just use the same things that I'm going to use for her. Let me take her down real quick. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, the people that I want to sell to are the preschool, homeschool parents, more so because that's what we're going to do. I think she's ready. I just haven't put forth the effort to do it, and this will help me a lot to keep up with her as well. Also, these homeschool parents, guardians have an interest in gardening or being outside, nature, warm weather, specifically those that have someone that's 12 months to 3 years old. Mainly so because I couldn't find anybody. Couldn't find it. And there's so much that she already knows. And I'm like, well, you can't read, so we gotta find something else. And then they want to be outside as much as possible. And your toddler also loves being outside and running around. Go down. Okay. What I want to sell, printables, downloads. I want this one to be more of a digital shop. Things like flashcards, memory cards, scavenger hunts, bingo cards. I think that will be hilarious and fun at the same time, especially since I can just put a picture and say, okay, let's go find a leaf. Congratulations stickers. Toddlers love stickers. Line puzzles. I just will continuously add on more to this one. And then description, more of the things that I want from my products of my shop. This will be more as references as someone that has 18 months to 2 years, mostly because, again, they can't really read and they respond more to physical items. Outdoor activities, having something that's bright colors, bubble letters, and then watercolor based like art. And then the weather, especially through the spring and the fall. So that's what my brainstorm list looks like. You don't have to go as in depth, but I especially want you to look more at the people. So when you go into incognito mode, thank you. Look at the tags and you'll start to see different things. Like I saw a few different kindergarten tags that I think I'm going to use. Does that make sense, or do you have questions about that? I know everyone's brainstorming is a little different.
That's good.
And I hope you can still hear me. I know she's loud. And then the what to sell, that was the things. Let's go back to the brainstorm list. Just the what, the printables and different things. Also, when you do your Etsy research, and you're just looking up, say for instance, Tanya, you look up paintable ceramics. You might see some other things that you would like to create. Just add it to the list. Description, same thing. And then this is where I use Chat GPT. I dumped everything from people, what, and description into Chat GPT. I'll show you what it looks like, and then I sorted it into my Google Docs. So, and this is where I say it's very helpful. I'm gonna enlarge it again. It's down. So this is where I started with the names of my shop. Just list 10 names for Etsy shop that sells. Okay. This is where I took all the things under my what column and I copy and pasted and said list 10 names for an Etsy shop with these things. Thank you. And it lists its names. And I really like little garden learners, and that's how we got to nature. But copying, pasting, I did write an SEO base shop for the description with my shop name, and then I copy and pasted. Let's go back. Copy and pasted people, what, and description all the way into Chat GPT. I edited it a little bit just so it could make more sense. And it wrote out a whole shop description. I copy and pasted it. I will edit this down. And then I said, I really like this, expand a little more. It's okay to add emojis. And then it rewrote it. I really like the emojis as well. But this is what I will add to my about page. Okay. Questions so far?
No.
Okay. And then I sorted into my Google Docs. So this was the first shop description that it wrote out, and then I said,
Yes, Jakira, I have a question. I was on mute. Sorry.
Okay, no, you're fine.
Go back to your setup process tab.
Mhm.
The Etsy check and E-rank, what do you use those for?
Oh, I use those for tags. We're gonna get there. We're not there yet.
Oh, okay. Okay. Sorry.
No, you're okay. You can also in Etsy check write a description for your item. Yes and no. If it's like my first one, then I'll use, oops, let's minimize it. If it's my first one, then I'll use it, but then after that, to make it better, instead of keep using this one, I'll just use Chat GPT. I also look at other people's descriptions, but we'll get there in a second. So shop description 1, and then I asked it to rewrite it with the emojis, a shop description 2. And then you want to edit everything. Right now I have just copied and pasted it. I have not edited it. Then you're gonna move to your shop banner and your icon. That's in Etsy. I'm sorry. That's in Canva. And I have the dimensions over here as well. Shop banner, 1200 pixels by 300, and your shop icon is 500 by 500. Okay, that's fine. This is my little mushroom guy, but at first, there we go. At first, it looked like this. I really like rainbows, but I don't know. I don't know if it's too much. It was this, and then I moved. I found my little mushroom guy. And then I like to have, just trying this out on this new shop, having what is in the shop. So printable craft kits, outdoor activity play, and nature exploration for homeschool toddlers 12 months to 3 years. And then I have my shop icon, which I copied everything there. I have all my shop icons in the same area. I found one that I kind of liked, and I just pasted it. I tried it with the rainbow leaves. I think it was a little too much, so now I just have my little mushroom guy, and he's just really plain. But I copied and pasted everything into a different photo frame slide, so I can make sure that I have all the elements and I'm not going back and forth. Also heard this on like a Grow in Etsy podcast, to have like a picture of yourself and just a little explanation that if you have any questions, feel free to reach out, and then have your little social media on there. And also to have one.
Titty, I love that.
Thanks. And then also have one where it's like a watermarked background. And then I also have one that's solid. And I'll show you what, let me see if I can find, so you can see what I mean, what it looks like in action.
So Jakara, is all this stuff you made or are you drop shipping from something?
All of the things right now is that I've made. I would suggest not to drop ship, because how Etsy is supposedly going, they're shutting down accounts that have drop shipping, but print on demand is different. That makes sense.
Where
No.
did you, I'm sorry, I see where you're making, or yeah, no, I know you're in Canva, but where does this stuff go in Etsy? Did you,
No,
did I
haven't got
miss
there
it?
yet. Nope,
Okay,
we're
cool.
getting there.
Thank you. I just wanted to make sure I wasn't missing it, because I'm like, man, I
You're
don't see it
fine.
anywhere. Cool.
So this is how I use it in my mock-up photos. So I have the one that's the faded background, and then I have the little bitty logo. And then you can see it in the image in the background here. And all of mine, I have them in the background of all my little things. And then how I create a listing, it's still in the background with the little photos and everything. Photos, the only thing I can really say is photos is have nice, well lit ones. I take mine in morning sunlight or afternoon sunlight. And then I have what it is on the photo. And then the photo dimensions, I did not put that in, is mine's a 4x4, and it fits perfectly into Etsy. But we'll see that when you are making a listing. Okay, now we can get to the listing part. So let me minimize this so this can be side by side. Okay, so in your Etsy, again, on your little person under Etsy registry, there'll be a sell on Etsy button. I've already clicked on mine, so mine's already gone. And then you'll have a little shop icon that pops up. So if you go ahead and click on sell on Etsy, it will ask you a few base questions. Like what do you want to use your Etsy for? Is this for yourself? Are you going to create a business? And then I'm gonna make sure I can see you guys. And I think it's like 2 pages. I did mine last night. It's like 2 pages of general questions until you get to this page, the Etsy shop preferences, where you really can start to set up your shop. And I'm just gonna go through mine. Is she asleep? Oh. Wow.
Jakira, the Etsy registry and sell on Etsy is totally two different things, correct?
Yes. So you want to click sell on Etsy.
Should I? So right now my Etsy is on like larnymulvey.com, larny.mulvey.com.
Mhm.
Should I change that to like my store name, or does it matter?
Your Etsy shop name is?
Well, no, the email address that I'm using is,
Oh, no.
does
Well,
it matter?
no, it doesn't matter. That's a personal preference.
Okay.
As long as you check your email, it's totally fine.
Okay, gotcha.
My first shop is under my Let's Try Adulting, and then this one is actually under the Leaky Titty Gmail. I should probably switch them, but it's a personal preference. Okay, we have
I'm lost now.
we have about 10 more minutes, so we might have to log out and log back in. We might actually do that before we get to this part. Tanya, what did you say?
I was there and then I went back out and don't know where I'm supposed to be now. Like I lost it. I'm completely don't know where I am.
Okay,
How did you get to the sell on Etsy?
so let me go back to my Etsy. You have the little person. It's your little icon.
Yeah.
And under Etsy registry, there'll be sell on Etsy.
Okay.
If you've already clicked it, then there'll be like a little shop manager. It's like a little farm stand, a little house.
Oh, okay. That's it. That's what I'm looking for. Because yes, I had already done that. Okay. Got it. Thank you.
You're welcome. And if you guys will go ahead and answer your questions until you get to this page. And this will be the first one, shop preferences.
Okay.
And we're going to take a break before we get into the actual nitty gritty of the things. One thing that I did not mention, if you have a photo of yourself to put in your shop icon, that would be great. You don't really have to. There's things that you don't have to set up right now that you can do later. Even if you have, when we get into the listing, like mine's not going to be all the way done. We'll go ahead and create the listing. You can deactivate the listing so your store is public, but you don't have anything to sell yet. But I would say go ahead and put something up within the next, to be safe, 3 days, because when you are a new shop or when you put in a new listing, Etsy automatically, through their algorithm of magic, thank you, they boost you to new audiences.
Okay.
I've been testing it out a lot, and I can definitely say it works. Okay. Any other questions right now? videos that she's